This is Amber and Andrew. We are coming to you guys for the third episode of our Pillow Talk. Our title tonight is going to be called Black Business or Bust.
And we thought that this would be a relevant topic for today because, over the past few years, there's really been a big push for supporting Black business. And rightfully so. As a community, we do have a lot of buying power. And unfortunately, we have not, been investing into the businesses that our community have started. And there's a few things that we've noticed with Amber and myself, both being business owners, but there's a few things that we've noticed that there's, areas of opportunity for us as a community to do better. And so, again, we just thought that tonight would be a good opportunity to kind of speak on that. So the first thing that I thought we could talk about would be the perception of being on colored people time, CP time, right? And it's a stereotype, a stigma, whatever you want to call it, but it's reality. And unfortunately, when it comes to Black business, there's a lot of times where punctuality just isn't valued. Whether it's, a meeting, starting on time, whether it's, a product or service that's supposed to be provided within a certain number of days or a certain, allotted time frame and, always seem to be late. It's like that curse that we have. We just can't seem to be on time. What do you think about
it? What you said is right. I think that, I can be honest. I am still working on, not business wise, just personally wise, being on time. A lot of my friends that are probably watching this are probably rolling their eyes because they know I can tend to be a little bit on the slow side and also can kind of be late sometimes. But when it comes to owning a business, it's a completely different story. Your business is your brand. Your brand is you, and it goes hand in hand. And I think that we just have a community issue with being on time with anything, like Drew said, with a service, with a product, calling people back. It's just something that you don't see in, I would say, our other counterparts businesses. They'll call back. It's not an issue whether you're going to get something on time. I just think that punctuality has to be more of importance when you're talking about owning your own business, which, like I said, it's a brand, it's you. Right.
And, people's time is valuable. That's my biggest thing. Whenever we have a meeting and let's say it's supposed to start at 6 and we don't get started until 6:20, 6:30, to me, what you're saying is that your time is more valuable than mine. You don't respect my time. And in business, that should never be an issue. As a matter of fact, being on time is really considered being late. So, you should always be early. We live in the city of Atlanta and there's a lot of traffic here, but that should never really be an excuse. You should always plan ahead. When it comes to business, you need to be somewhere, you need to do something by a certain time. Then you just need to make sure that you account for, some things that could be unexpected, such as traffic. But, when again, in our community, when it comes to punctuality, being on time, responding to emails in a timely manner, calling people back within a certain amount of time. We have to do better. Because otherwise,
man, you listen, just be on time. That's it. Because that's Drew's pet peeve. Our wedding, I remember he told our wedding planner, our wedding starts at what time, babe?
I think it started 6:15.
6:50. No, it started at 6:30. We put on the car invitation 6:15.
Right.
And he told her, if anyone shows up after 6:30, they ain't getting in. So that's just to show how serious he is about being on time. But yeah, I think that is like top number one is punctuality. The second topic that we had was, you want to say it, babe?
Oh yeah, so customer service. And I'm sure a lot of people, hearing that topic, it's just memories pop up in your head. Like, you go to a Black owned establishment and, whoever happens to be at the front desk, either they have an attitude, they don't want to help you. They're rolling their eyes while you're talking to them. You name it. It gets pretty bad sometimes. I've had some really bad experiences that I won't go into detail about, but I'm sure I'm not the only one.
And I will say, being a business owner and having employees, like sometimes it's not you. For me, I own employees, but I don't own them. And, you just want to make sure you hire people. Don't just hire anybody. And I'm learning that in my own business. And I know for the young entrepreneurs out there like me, that's something that you have to learn. You can't just hire any and everybody to work your business. Right. I literally had a situation that happened to me where an employee did something super duper duper crazy. I wasn't there, but that's still me, no matter how much you slice or dice it. So, hiring people, making sure that everyone that you hire has that same level of caring for your business as you do, to the best of your ability, of course. And then two, if you're there, you work there, or whatever, or it's your service that you're offering or a product that you're offering, making sure that, it just, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think that as a business owner, you also have to take some
precaution.
Well, I wasn't gonna say precaution, but I was gonna say take some ownership, because you like you said, you do need to make sure that you're hiring valued employees that are going to add value to your company and that are going to be a good representation of what it is that your company stands for. But it also a step further, making sure that you treat your employees right and that you're giving them incentive to want to work hard. Because if you are devaluing your employees, or you're just not treating them well, then they're not going to be as willing to work hard for you. And again, that affects the customer service experience, right? And so, with every new customer that you get, it's a fresh start to, start off on a good note or on a good foot, because a first impression is a lasting impression, right? And word of mouth is your biggest form of communication. And so, when you have a good experience, you're likely to tell, a handful of people. But when you have a terrible experience, you tell everybody about that situation. And so, just making sure that, customer service is so key. There's really no such thing as, having to go out of your way when it comes to, satisfying your customers. Because again, if you want to stay open and stay in business, then you're in business to make sure that your customers appreciate the service or product that you offer. Right. So customer service is huge.
This last one we discuss is kind of super duper important, and I definitely want to talk about it.
Super duper, that's true.
It's longevity, and I know people probably that are watching like longevity. What does that mean? What I mean is, Andrew and I, whatever we do, whether it's our finances, our marriage, our wealth, our success, we always have in the back of our head about our future. We don't have any kids yet, knock on wood, but we always think about our future and our kids and leaving a legacy for our kids, leaving a dynasty for our kids. So when you're thinking of, when you have these businesses, they're not just for the now. They're not just for today. There needs to be built into your business plan how this can help your future generations. Everything we do, everything that you do should be in some kind of way focused on your future generations, leaving a legacy for your children. How would you feel building, let's use an example, McDonald's. Me and Andrews watched Founder about the guy who kind of stole the McDonald's idea. But let's just say, he stole it, but he had this great business and it was thriving, but he didn't think longevity. He thought there now. And McDonald's didn't, after he died, it stopped. Imagine what the world would be like. Imagine what his family, would be like. Of course, he's super duper rich and all that, or his family's. Can I say my words? Thank you.
I just like it.
Thank you. But imagine if there was no longevity there. There would not be any legacy left there. So my one thing is, think about leaving a legacy for your kids. Let's not just build these businesses just for the now. And if you couple the two things we said about punctuality, not having that, and customer service and professionalism, you don't have those two things, you're probably not going to reach longevity. And if you do reach longevity, I mean, it's not what you could reach if you could be great in those two areas, right?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, Walmart, I'm sure a lot of people have negative things to say about Walmart, but they stay in business. I mean, they've been in business for I mean,
no, I'm saying like why? Literally, is there only 2 lines open? Like why? Why?
Listen, man.
That's
I try my best to avoid, because I don't even want to get upset and get off.
Walmart was that like really Walmart back then. At least when I was younger too. I mean, we're 28, 30. I mean, everyone shopped at Walmart. There was no major qualms with Walmart, but now it's like, ooh, when you go in there, like, I don't really want to be in here, you know, because just of the like over the years, the word of mouth, like you said earlier, it spreads, and that's a nationwide store, you know, so it's not just in Georgia, it's not just in Alabama, it's across the nation that people have this intonation about Walmart and their customer service and other things, because that's.
But then on the flip side, think about like a Chick-fil-A, you know,
y'all.
You have a pleasant experience every time we go to Chick-fil-A. It's consistent every single time. You know, my pleasure, you know, how can I serve you? I mean, they just go above and beyond every single time.
I could be having a bad day, Drew, and go to Chick-fil-A and just like, dang, I'm in a better mood.
I know, right? And you might even be blessed by somebody in front of you. I know that's happened to me before, where somebody's paid for my meal. Yeah. But I mean, so you know, it's like, which business would you rather be? Would you rather be the Walmarts that everybody's talking negatively about, or that Chick-fil-A that everybody's praising and using as an example, you know, to set a standard? And so, like you said, you know, longevity is key. And, you know, so when it comes to starting a business, you want to make sure that you think about sustainability. You know, how can you sustain and continue to maintain your business over a long period of time? Because like you said, you know, you want to make sure that you build a business that you can hand down to your children, you know, generational wealth. That's big.
It's key.
And so in order to be able to, you know, start that legacy or that dynasty, what we're going for, you know, you want to build long-lasting, longevity, sustainable businesses. And so, you know, that's kind of a few things that we wanted to discuss.
Stuff that we talk about. I mean, the things that we present to you guys are stuff that we talk about, and complaints that we talk to each other about on many of occasion.
Right.
So, you know, I guess we'll leave you guys with that. If you guys like the video, of course, like it. We also had a question to pose.
Yeah, so, you know, we named 3 things that we think as a community we could do better when it comes to Black business. But I'm just curious, we're curious to know, what do you guys think? Give us a few other suggestions as far as, you know, areas that we need to improve so that we can come together and have professional, timely, longevity, sustainable businesses that people speak highly about versus, you know, talking about all of their negative experiences.
Yeah, we want to, these videos really just aren't just because we were talking out of our mouths. We want to know. Andrew and I both are Black and we own businesses. So we fall into that category for sure.
Right.
And no one's perfect. We're not sitting here on this video saying, well, we're perfect. No, we're not in the least. So there's always, I truly believe, no matter if you're 2 or you're 202, there's always room for improvement in your personal life, in your spiritual life, in your business life. There's always room for improvement. So like Andrew said, below, let us know, like, what other areas can we really truly work on to, as a community, grow our Black businesses so that they're in a more positive light.
Right. Yeah. So that's it, guys. Yeah, Pillow Talk 3 is in the books. Actually, just to give y'all a heads up, our next Pillow Talk 4, is actually going to be on our YouTube channel.
Just wait and see.
Stay tuned.